So all the EFL leagues kicks off this weekend. League 1, League 2 and the Championship of course as well, which is what I'm going to be running through today. Some of the results in the Championship that we saw over the opening weekend. Now, the thing about opening days is always a few surprise results. Some teams aren't fully ready how they want to be for the new season. There's still time left in the transfer window. Some teams aren't fully up and running yet. There's all these factors that come into it, and sometimes you get some strange results. Sometimes some unexpected results do happen. And we're starting on the Friday night where we saw Wolves play at home to Blackburn. Now Wolves just come down obviously, and it was a good start for Blackburn in the game, but Wolves, they do get themselves in front, but Blackburn, they hit back and they do get themselves level 27 minutes in, then it goes into the break 1-1, game finally poised. In the second half we see Blackburn, they do in fact get themselves in front straight after half time. As Idika Johnson's son, actually, in fact, that puts them 2-1 up, Andrew Johnson. And from that moment, really, Wolves, a lot of pressure on them, really. They're the team that was expected to get the result, and they push for the equaliser. Eventually, they do find the way through, but only in the form of a penalty in the final minute, on stoppage time. But they do find a way to salvage a point out of the game, and of course, Raul Jimenez, always clinical from the spot, so clinical. Such a good player for Wolves to have at this level, great signing. In fact, could be key to them this season. Gets them, all saves them really, and they wonder how much that's going to happen. How much he's going to win them crucial points this season. Big equaliser late on for Wolves. Now the early game on the Saturday, we saw Bolton host Preston. Now Bolton Wanderers newly promoted. I've got a feeling they'll survive. I think they might have enough to survive, and I'd be more confident of that. In fact, after this result, of course, newly promoted teams, sometimes the atmosphere can work in their favour. Opening day of the season, they can start strong, start with the winner. It was a fast start for Bolton, getting themselves 1-0 up 14 minutes in, 25 minutes in, then following up with another goal. Not a good start at all for Preston, the team that some people will be worried about coming into this season as well. But they do hit one back, but it comes a bit too late. They get a goal back, but they needed that a bit earlier in the first half, really. I think 86 minutes in. Sorry, they needed it a bit earlier in the second half. 86 minutes in, come a bit too late, really, to make a real kind of push. But grew into the game, but left it too late by the looks of things. Bolton, very very strong start at home, I have to say. Now all the 3 o'clocks, there's quite a few of them. Middlesbrough against Lincoln. Middlesbrough at home, one of the favourites this season. They're desperate to get in the top 2 this time around to avoid all the playoffs again after last season. And Lincoln, after coming up, complicated transfer window, manager leaving. There's all of that, but it's a fantastic start for Lincoln in the game, getting themselves 1-0 up 12 minutes in. Frustrated Middlesbrough for a while, but Middlesbrough in the second half come out a different team, and once Will Lancashire got the equaliser, you could tell that the goal was coming. But in the end, they only just got the win. Very dominant display from Middlesbrough, but again, they do find a way to. Lancashire does find a way to get his second goal. 91st minute winner. The only thing is, again, a lot of chances not being put away. This is one of the biggest issues of Middlesbrough last season. But what I will say is they did eventually get over the line in this game, and that's what matters really. So they do start with the win, Middlesbrough, because for a while that was looking a bit worrying for them, but they turned it around. A lot of teams going 1-0 up and then end up losing across the entire EFL actually over this weekend. But Portsmouth though, Devlin puts them 1-0 up at home to QPR. 15 minutes in, this is a fantastic start for Portsmouth at home at Fratton Park. The atmosphere is good, everything's going good. But what so often happened last season is they get themselves in great positions in the game and then they'll throw it away. And that's exactly what happened here. Because of course Elias Chair gets 2 goals for QPR. The first one being the equaliser, which puts QPR back in the game. And from that moment though, Portsmouth again, they don't seem to know how to concede a goal. It's happened a lot last season. Very positive start, fantastic start, but QPR stepped up here and they did everything they needed to do in the first half, and in the second half was able to keep control of it from there and keep Portsmouth at arm's length. I did wonder, with it being such a frantic first half, if more would happen in the second half, but it didn't. They get themselves in the lead 40 minutes in, and then Elias Chair gets his second in the stoppage time of the first half, which gives them a 2-goal lead going into the second half, QPR, which proves to be decisive in the end. Portsmouth really need to get better at holding on to leads, whereas QPR, we saw this last season, there's inconsistent. There's some very good results and some bad results. Definitely a positive feel about them coming into this season. I think they've got a very good manager, and I think they've also got It's shown some real ambition under this ownership with Terry Lamptey signing, but what we need to see from them is consistency. What we need to see from them now is to follow this up with, again, another good result next weekend. That's what will be interesting to see whether they can do. But a very impressive opening day. Again, another team that went 1-0 up was Stoke. Stoke at home to Swansea. Now, both teams that have been mid-table quite a lot over recent years, both will be hoping for more this time round. And Stoke, it's them who start the better. They get themselves 1-0 up 10 minutes in, looking like it's going to be, maybe it's going to be a good day for them at home on the opening day. But Swansea, they fight back quite quickly. 22 minutes in, they get themselves the equaliser. And, well, from here, the game's very even. The game's finally poised. Not really a lot to separate the teams. I did wonder if it would be a game a bit like that. And there's Opoku as well with a debut goal for Swansea. Certainly a positive start for him as well, looking potentially a very good new signing there for Swansea. And then in the second half, they do get themselves what proved to be the winning goal in the end. Swansea, the game very tight in the end, but Swansea definitely steps up in that second half. And then you see they get the winner 66 minutes in. A Dyer's goal, which proved to be enough for Swansea in the end to get a big away win at Stoke on the opening day. It's a good start for them. Now, Norwich did not get off to a great start at home as well. The game was close. Norwich didn't make the best of the chances, though, have to be said. And then eventually West Brom, after frustrating them, they find the breakthrough. They're the team that gets themselves 1-0 up. It takes them a while for there to be any goals in this game, but they get the goal 75 minutes in, and then Jimmy J Morgan, permanent addition for them now, then gets what was a decisive goal in the 87th minute. They pull one back though, Norwich. They get a goal back in stoppage time, but again, not enough time to really push for the equaliser. Disappointing start for Norwich. Good from West Brom, clinical. They frustrated them. But yeah, then that game, I think a lot of the game, it didn't go the way I think a lot of people would have expected. It was one of those ones. Very poor start for Bristol City, it's got to be said, but going down to 10 men really hurt them. 36 minutes in, they go down to 10 men, that really hurt any sort of chance they've got. Coburn gets Millwall 1-0 up there just before half time, then follows it up with another one 5 minutes into the second half. So a brace from him, and playing against 10 men, they stepped up, Millwall, and got a big away win at Ashton Gate. Poor from Bristol City. After they went down to 10 men, game plan went out the window. No shots on target the entire game. Very dominant from Millwall. I have to say, very positive start for them. And I was a bit, I know they went down to 10 men. If they go down to 10 men, we could be having a very different. It could be a very different thing I'm saying right now. But bit poor from Bristol City. I was disappointed by them. Out of everyone that played this week, and they were one of the sides that I thought really just did not turn up at all. Charlton started with a home win. Of course, last season they survived. Derby just outside the playoffs. That's who they were playing at home to in this game. Smodjic gets a good start for Derby. I wondered if Derby would start with a win here, get off to a positive start this season. A lot of optimism around Derby this season. I in fact think they could still are going to have a very good season. I think it's one not a good start, but I would still definitely doesn't change that. I definitely think overall they're going to have a very good season. They get themselves 1-0 up. Smodjic 23 minutes in, going in at the break 1-0 up, looking like it's going to be a very good start for Derby. But they do step up in the second half, and an hour in they get themselves the equaliser. Charlton, and they got the home. They got a very good atmosphere at home, and eventually they do find the way through. And it's Torres Campbell with the winning goal. In the late game, we see a 0-0 between Sheffield United and Birmingham. I don't think either team will be too disappointed with the 0-0 here. Maybe expecting more from the game, but I think neither side really was going to be too frustrated with this. I think both teams will be happy enough with the point on the opening day. Birmingham, maybe a very, very kind of quiet start to the game. Not really too much happening. Birmingham, some good opportunities maybe in that towards the end of that first half, and in the second half Birmingham with slightly more chances maybe, but overall an even game, and I think overall neither side will come away from the opening day feeling too disappointed with a point in that one. On to Sunday's games now, because we see some interesting results on Sunday with two of the teams that have come down actually. First off, Watford against Southampton. This was the the sort of midday game. Watford, of course, a lot of new signings. Sold someone as well, Sporting. You never know how it's going to go at Watford. Will the signings gel? Probably won't back a manager for more than 6 months. It's just no stability there over recent years. But there's certainly a positive start. Will they come on now and have a positive season? We'll find out. But a very good start in this game, getting themselves 1-0 up, 12 minutes in, and then getting the second goal 30 minutes in, meaning here that, fast start at home, got to establish a really good lead. And Southampton had to really dig deep and really fight in this second half to get back in the game. And they get a goal back, but in the end it proved to not be enough. They did get the win over the line, Watford. Now Southampton, again, you can lose on the opening day. As I said already, sometimes these results happen. The worry with Southampton is they can't really afford a bad start, being on -4 points. Many more of these weekends, but they don't turn up. If they start slow, they could be out of the picture already. And if top two is the ambition, the manager's made that clear. Some of the players have made that clear. Top two is what they'll be aiming for, Southampton. So they have to respond, and quickly. Definitely no need to panic. It's one game, but have to respond quickly. They're at a disadvantage already, being on -4 points because of everything that's gone on. The final game that was played this weekend, of course, we do have tonight's game. We do have the Welsh clash tonight. We do have Cardiff City hosting Wrexham tonight. Looking forward to that because I do think that's going to be a very exciting game. I think it's a very even game as well. I think it really could go either way on the day. I think I'd not be surprised if Cardiff win. I could see Wrexham winning there as well, but I could easily see it being a draw. I really think that one can go either way. But I do think that Cardiff have got a very good chance of winning at home. We've already seen how after coming up, if you've been playing at home, the momentum can really help you. And sort of the atmosphere around it, just the kind of positive feeling in general, it can really help sides out. So I've got a feeling Cardiff could get off to a very good start here. But the late game yesterday was the two of the sides that have come down, of course, West Ham and Burnley. Now Burnley at home here at Turf Moor under new management. West Ham just looking so strong for the Championship, and the way they started this game, Kilman putting them 1-0 up early on, certainly looked like they was going to go on and they were just going to get the job done. And when Solomon gets his second half goal, West Ham cruising. It's already in dreamland. This is supposed to be one of the hardest fixtures they were going to have, and they're already 2-0 up. And just look at the quality they've got, and look at the, you're just thinking this league's going to be easy for them. But no, not at all. That was not how it went at all. Burnley, they find a way, and it's Fleming, which they'll be desperate to keep hold of for the rest of this window. Gets penalty. He scores a penalty and then gets the equaliser in the 92nd minute. So they come back from 2 goals behind Burnley. Really impressive on the opening day. Didn't see it coming. After West Ham went 2 up, thought, surely that's it now. They're just going to cruise, and they're just going to cruise through this division. But no, maybe it won't be as straightforward as they would have hoped. A lot of positives, but switched off at the end really and let that one slip, and they'll be disappointed about that. And Burnley, I think, will be so pleased with how they stepped up. So that was the opening day of the Championship. Might do some more reactions to some of the other EFL leagues because there were some massive results in League 1 and 2 as well this weekend. Going to be some build-up to the Premier League because, of course, that is kicking off this Friday as well. So it's all starting to get underway now, this new season. And it's a very good start this weekend.